Welcome to Bionic Life. My name is Kevin, and today I want to share an experience we had yesterday. We used the drone to aid in the recovery of some stolen property. Here's kind of a brief overview of how it went down. Around 10 o'clock, I got a call from my dad saying that a family friend had gotten some property stolen. Among that was a camper and a boat. He had many hand tools stolen as well, but the two big items were the boat and the camper. I said, sure, I'd be happy to fly the drone and see what we can see. I charged the battery packs up. I have the DJI Mini2. So I have the 3 battery packs. I put those on the charger. I don't keep my batteries fully charged, so it does take a little bit of time to prep for a flight. I got them charged up as well as I could. I threw an inverter in the car, continued charging on the drive over. It's about a 20-minute drive over. Once we got there, we met up with the friend. He had a general idea where this stuff was. He narrowed it down to basically a 5 square mile area. In our area, the roads are laid out in a grid, north and south, east and west. There's a few curves here and there, but for the most part, the roads are kind of straight. So even though it was a 5 square mile area, it really isn't as bad as it sounds. And given the fact that these were stolen within the previous 24 to 36 hours, if anyone had taken an object or a vehicle down any of the oil well driveways or field access driveways, it was very easy to see. You could see tracks. So that was our plan. We headed over to the first road. We drove until we saw an abandoned house or abandoned property. We would make a note of it, see if we could see any tamp down or run over grass. If we didn't, we just kept going until we found something that we suspected. We'd park, launch the drone, take a lap. We'd usually fly back and check a questionable property that wasn't very likely, but hey, the drone's up near, might as well give it a look-see. We flew and looked and flew and looked, and we didn't really see anything. But what I did notice is I cannot believe the number of campers people have in this area. It seems like everybody has a camper. So we kind of looked for the boat. It was a little more distinct. It was an open bow. It had a blue tarp. So that was sort of the target that I was looking for. If I saw a very long camper, I would also take a look. It had a feature of being probably a 35-foot camper with a single air conditioning unit, mostly in the middle. So that was kind of the criteria that I was looking for from the air. My brother would act as a spotter, and we would do these flights. We had done 2 or 3 flights, and we were in the midst of checking out I don't know what this place is, if it's a scrapyard for RVs, if it's a fencing operation, I really don't know. But most of the people who I was getting information from suggested checking out this particular location. We launched the drone from the side of the road in a cornfield driveway, flew over, and while I was flying and looking, had a sheriff's deputy pull up. And he asked if we were okay. And I said, well, yeah, we're fine. We're looking for a trailer and a boat. And he goes, me too. He goes, let me pull over. So he pulled into the driveway, and the owner of the property that was missing, that was stolen, was there, and he was talking with the sheriff's department. I was operating the drone. In this conversation, we had a few more leads and potential locations where we could maybe go fly and check it out. So we went and checked out one. It didn't pan out. And then we went down this one particular road. The description from the deputy was there was a possibility it was on an oil well drive with a pond in the back. It was on the north side of this road. And that's basically the only information that he could share. And he said, I can't tell you, I can't tell you, I can't tell you. And we were like, you can't or you won't? He goes, no, I don't know where it is. So we would drive down this road looking for oil well sites, abandoned properties. We'd park, launch the drone, take a quick lap, bring it back, land, move on, and check the next property. So on the 3rd or 4th try on the road where he said the oil well driveway was, he pulled up behind us again and asked if we had any luck. As we were moving and progressing to the west, we were actually driving at this point. We're kind of in a big open field area, so there wasn't anything to really look at. We see a sheriff's deputy coming, and as he passed, he realized it was us. He hits his brakes and backs into a driveway. I back into an oil well driveway, and he pulls up And he goes, his exact words were, "I beat you to it." So I was like, I didn't know this was a contest. So I'm not saying that we used the drone and we located the property. The deputy actually located the camper. But I think there might have been a little competition because he was pretty proud that he found it, and rightfully so. He said it was at the end of the road. So we cruised on down, pulled into the driveway. Sure enough, there's a camper sitting there. The owner got out of our car and he goes, "Yep, that's it. That's the one." I asked the deputy if he wanted me to look around because the weeds were kind of tall. They were probably, shoulder height on us. I think it was a hunting property owned by some people in Cleveland. So it hadn't been mowed or really maintained. It was just a place for them to come out and shoot and hunt and that type of thing. I took the drone up and went and just did a lap around the property just to see if I could see a boat or more tracks leading to a place where there might be a boat. I bring the drone back, I land, and about that time, the owner of the property, he has a welding service. He welds, he's a maintenance guy, and he had a 1-ton dually. One of his other acquaintances was driving his truck, kind of looking for the camper and the boat too. And he happened to pull up right about that time. They backed up, pulled it out. The deputy got all the identifying information off of it, and we followed the camper home. Backed it back into the property, and it's now back at its rightful place. So it's kind of a fun afternoon. It was nice that we were at least able to get the camper back. Is it an expensive camper? No. Is it an expensive boat? No. But it was something that the guy bought. He'd worked hard to earn money, and I always equate the money and the objects or whatever you have is those are fruits of your labor. You have worked for this stuff. You've traded blood, sweat, sometimes tears, and time that you'll never recover. It was good to get it back to him and back to the rightful person. And it is a feeling of violation when you have something stolen, and it did feel good to be able to get him his property back, at least a portion of it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. Have a great day.